Tonight, from Soldier Field in Chicago, it's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Chicago Bears taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we as the Bears get set to match up with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Santos set to kick off.
And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll have 2 remaining as we step it.
Santos.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Always fun to get a peek at Tom Brady as he gets in place to command this offense for Tampa Bay.
And I'll bet right now it's just one thought in his mind.
Win the game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. He played pretty well. I mean, he didn't turn over the ball in terms of interceptions,
no,
right?
2 touchdown passes last week.
2 touchdown passes, but when your team doesn't win, that's just hollow. And the best quarterbacks don't care about anything but whether or not their team won.
Here's Ronald Jones, first carry for the USC man. And he powers his way up past the 30. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
On the pickup.
The numbers for Jones last week, 11 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
From the 31, Brady to Evans on the slant. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
First down.
From the gun, it's Brady. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at second down. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to third down. Brady on target there to Godwin. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Brady to throw again. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Bears take over. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And leading them out there, we get a look at their 6'3" quarterback.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost,
in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The sack by the Super Bowl champion and Pro Bowler Jason Pierre-Paul.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
A gain of 11. It's now 3rd and 11.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
The pass intended for Golden Tate. Incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. .43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trite expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
The Brady-Gronk connection, certainly something to... Rush coming, and he's taken down. Khalil Mack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
And there's a familiar sight. Khalil Mack putting a quarterback down in the backfield for another sack. I know he only had 8.5 sacks in 2019, so a lot of people wrote that off as, hey, what's going on with Khalil Mack? You do realize he's getting double and triple on just about every snap, but that was the first time since his rookie year of 2014.
Jones hit and the ball's out, and this is picked up by the Bears. The big fella, and they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score, and a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
He'll be singing in the shower postgame. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Brady and the Bucs now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll drop to throw. That's complete to his running back, Evans. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bears 7, Buccaneers nothing.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Brady. This is caught by Antonio Brown. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. Man open left side is Brown. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And the Buccaneers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Again, it's Brady. The quick slant caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll try to run it in with Jones. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Ronald Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game. People always talk about one of his biggest strengths running the football, vision, and he found the spot there, went into the end zone.
You're exactly right about that. It wasn't just the vision, right? Once he saw the gap, decisiveness, made up his mind, and about the power to finish the play. Not only did he get good blocking, he created his own space as well.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their 2nd drive of the game. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And this will be a Bears first down as he's able to get this up past the 40. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Now a leaping catch, he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And this one's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
They'll look to throw again. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he could break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we're under a minute to go here. What's been an even first half, all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. Couple completions, you string them together, could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Shotgun now for Brady. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. And a white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have to show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks for...
There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go.
The kickoff for Tampa Bay.
Set and ready to go for the second half. One touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score. And able to get this out to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
2nd and 9 now. Open man is Kmet, the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
That was an okay hook up there with his tight end, but unfortunately, they didn't get the kind of yards they had hoped for. That's going to bring up third down.
And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Jason Pierre-Paul able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
If Jason Pierre-Paul just manages to stay on the field and play 16 games, we could have double-digit sack numbers and then some, because over his first 2 seasons in Tampa Bay, 21 sacks, earned himself a new contract, but hasn't been fully healthy. If Jason Pierre-Paul is that guy, look out. We'll see more plays as we just saw there.
Brady now on first down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the third quarter. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47th. And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. We'll check on his status when we get back. We couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Call that a gain of 5 as the clock ticks inside of 2 minutes to go now in the third. 2nd and 5 now. Brady, he sets up the screen to Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Tampa Bay.
Here's Brady to throw. Quickly to Gronkowski. That's caught. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches. At the Bears.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
4-yard line. A pickup of 2 yards. First down, Buccaneers.
On play action, it's Brady. On the crossing route, complete. It's Evans. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
It's a gain of
They'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
At the Bears.
Back now at Soldier Field. 7-7 is our score. Pretty even matchup so far as we start quarter number 4. This will be caught just inside the 10. And the Bucs are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. From the gun, Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. That catch good for only a couple.
Pickup of 2. Brings up second.
On second down now. It's Jones. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Brady. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense. Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Caught right side, Tate. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a 1st. This is 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
56-yard attempt.
And this kick is not going to get there. It's short and no good.
That might be it right there. I think that's the lucky way, y'all.
And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. A 4th quarter miss like that, there is no lonelier feeling than that kicker right now.
As we all know, a lot of these games, they come down to special teams. And when that chance comes, you have to perform in order to help your team get over the top.
Could have tied it. Instead, they remain down 3. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Jones. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Jones. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And here's the 7th leading rusher in the NFL last year. It's Leonard Fournette. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll run it again with Fournette. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw, Brady. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Tom Brady.
And Charles, they only needed a yard there. They try to pass the football. What do you think?
Well, I can't really go all out and kill them for the call because that 3rd and 1 fake and throw it over the top for a big play, that often does work. But in this situation, the pressure got to him.
Makes the score Buccaneers 13. Bears.
So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
28-yard line.
They'll look to throw. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
I think it's overstating it to say that he came out of nowhere. But did anyone see 19.5 sacks coming from Shaq Barrett last year? And even after he became an acknowledged guy that you had to block, he still was able to get to the quarterback. Expects to continue on that level, and there he is.